It was Mother's Day of last year, and I was 22 weeks exactly when my water broke. We live in Lima, about an hour and a half away from here, so we went to the local ER.
We didn't have a lot of hope, and the doctor was just saying, hey, if she's delivered here, you can just hold her till she passes.
They called around and Toledo said they would send a team. We got to take a helicopter ride up here. We were here for 3 weeks before she was born.
The biggest scare was when we almost lost her. Everybody uses the term it's a roller coaster, and it really is.
So when the Phipps family came to us, we could tell that they were worried and highly stressed about, little Lana in the hospital and struggling for her life. And we let them know what we offered. That was a relief to them, because then that way it would take a lot of stress off of being close to the baby and being able to check on her regularly.
They would monitor us every day, and she kept having decelerations of her heart rate. So it was an emergency C-section. We were luckily already in labor and delivery right next to the OR. We were in the NICU for 140 days. The first 2 days are, the honeymoon phase, and everything seemed to be going great until they weren't. Day 3, they came to my room at 3 a.m. and said, hey, we need to place a drain. She had a perforated valve.
Just really, really an emotional time, You can't really explain it. Nobody can physically feel it unless you're here. We would probably have had to move up here. Her situation and the kids, trying to juggle everything, it would have been chaos.
We're so close to the hospital, we're just a hop, skip, and a jump. And so that allows the family to be right there in that room next to the sick child, no matter what.
Definitely having a place where Mom could be here with the kids during the day while we were in the NICU, and then we could come back and spend time with them in the afternoon. It was huge for us.
And that's the other thing that the house helped us with, is the families that were here. They're going through, real difficult times. We joke about it, we called it trauma bonding, but that's really what it is.
They were the most friendliest family, but what sticks out the most is Grandma Parker and Ruby. The kids basically never went without a thing. She was just right there for them to spend the time that they needed over at the hospital, and they could tend to Lana.
And we'd come to the playroom because she'd want to come to the playroom. Then we'd go upstairs for a little bit so he could do some schoolwork. But she constantly wanted to be down here.
Being 5 minutes away from the hospital in case anything happened, and it did. I can't imagine having a phone call of an emergency with her and having to drive an hour and a half after I figure out what to do with the other kids, or to be here all day and not see the other. I just can't even imagine.
I have seen so much love given from Toledo and vicinity to the Ronald McDonald House, in which keeps us operating for the families and the needs of the families. If it was not for that, we would not be able to be in this location or even in business.
She still has a feeding tube. She doesn't really eat orally, but she came home on oxygen. She was off of that by March. She's the happiest girl. All the things that she's been through, she's just really happy.